Okay, guys, I am back. Let's continue with this conversation. So, now that we know what capitalism is and what are the roles of those individuals who own businesses, big companies, corporations, so we need to understand also that business is an opportunity. Remember that opportunity to make as much money and profit as possible. So, business is an opportunity. Remember that word, okay? Opportunity. Now, those businesses, they will use any means. Remember also that word, any means to do so, such as buying politicians or changing and creating laws, rules, and regulations just to protect themselves. You know, anything that can help them to manipulate the market, manipulate the information, manipulate the rates. They also get subsidies from the government. So, talking about fair competition, huh? So, in this system, the owners, CEOs, shareholders, all they care is about how are we going to make money today? How are we going to make more money tomorrow? And they also create monopolies. You know, when they create monopolies, that's much easier to control any economic system in any government, even in the world, right? So now if we go back, to the concept of capitalism, we find out that it is a free market, it is a free competition. They tell us that supply and demand sets the prices and rates. Bullshit. Bullshit, right? They don't care about you or me or any employee. As long as you are producing for them, you will get some pennies in exchange for your job. If they could make you work without rest, without breaks, 24/7, they would. They would. Fortunately, in some states, in some cases, we have unions, right? Fortunately, for a lot of employees. So, now, my question to you is, do you agree with the way the system works in America? Do you agree with capitalism? With this corrupt and dishonest way of making money? Look, personally, I don't agree. I don't agree with those big companies and corporations the way they do business. Specifically, how they treat their employees. That's the reason I don't work for them. I'd rather be the mouse's head than the lion's tail. So that's the reason I am my own man and I am 100% independent owner operator. One tractor, one reefer. If you do, if you agree, then my advice will be to stop complaining, to stop bitching, to stop moaning, crying, shut up, and embrace it. It is a very simple way to come to terms with your situation working for big companies or corporations. Very simple. Also, don't forget that when you work for those companies, forget about your dignity, your pride, self respect. Those are the things that you have to put aside when you work for those big companies and corporations. And that's a fact, you know. Ask the drivers, ask lease drivers, lease purchase drivers, you know, very afraid, very stressed, afraid to make just a little mistake because they can get fired. If they don't want to get fired, they must get along with dispatchers and supervisors, even though if they are dicks, you know, they are piece of shit people, they have to get along because they have no choice. Those are the tactics those companies use to subjugate their employees, you know. So either the employee fall in line and becomes a brown nose uh, bootlicker, or gets fired. Very simple. So that's the reason I don't understand. I can wrap my head around. How can someone volunteer to go and drive under someone's authority without any benefits? You know, someone can go and take responsibility for the equipment, you know, to pay the equipment, knowing that they never are going to own the equipment. Also, if something happens, those drivers are going to take all the responsibility. Those drivers are taking 100% of the risk. For what? Do they know that all they are doing is helping those mega carriers to monopolize the freight, to monopolize this industry, to take over and destroy it for the rest of us? And you know what? At the end of the day, those same drivers are going to be discarded, just like trash. We know that. We know because we have so many examples. Many companies going bankrupt, leaving drivers hanging without benefits, without social security, nothing. They don't even get paid because as soon as they close their doors, file for bankruptcy, you guys are fucked. I don't know if they know that. I don't know if you guys know that the the biggest causes that those drivers, that W2 drivers, are not getting their miles because it's much cheaper for those companies to hire lease drivers and lease purchase drivers. How can this type of deal be fair? When the only person or the only party who brings the papers or the documents to the table uh, is the employer. The employer lays down all the rules, regulations, and expectations, and the lease driver or the lease purchase driver has to sign it. Now, what about the lease driver or the lease purchase driver's expectations? Nothing? None? Nada? So they just go and and sign whatever they need to sign and just go and work. Like, I don't understand. I don't. You know, that is why those guys are abused and exploit. Then what these people do, they blame immigrants, politicians, political parties, and everyone else under the sun. To be honest with you guys, I don't feel sorry for you, honestly. All you guys are doing is are helping those mega carriers and corporations to monopolize freight and to monopolize this industry. Seriously. All you guys are doing is helping those mega carriers to destroy this industry. Now, if you feel good about it, you know, good for you. You know, if you think for the moment that you are going through, for whatever necessity you are going through, um, to resolve your personal problems without thinking for the whole industry. So you just basically thinking about yourself. But you know what? We are all in this. Right now, probably yes, you are getting by. You know what I mean? If you are not going bankrupt yet, probably you are at least getting few pennies to survive. But the time will come, you know, when those industries, when those big companies, corporations are not going to need your service anymore. And what you gonna do? So that's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, it seems like you guys are blind and deaf because there is a lot of examples out there on YouTube and every social media about lease drivers and lease purchase drivers filing for bankruptcy, going broke, and going in a hole because they don't have enough miles, like you guys call it. Because that's all you guys ask is miles, miles, and miles. And you guys are running for $1.50 per mile. You guys think that that's a good business. You guys think that's a good way to do business. But no, it's not. All you're doing is helping those corporations to make more profit for their CEOs, for the owners, shareholders. You, the one who is working hard, driving over 3,500 miles per week so you can survive. If you don't drive that many miles and then you are in minus, you are in red, how can you guys justify that? I don't get it. I drive about 3,000 miles per month, and that's enough for me to pay my bills. So I stay home for the rest of the time because I'm not gonna go out there and compete with you guys because I think it's unloyal. I think it's crazy. I think if I do that, all I'm doing is making those CEOs and from brokers and shippers to be richer than yesterday. Every time that I spin my wheels, someone is making money. It's not me, it's not you. You know what I mean? So, if you guys think what you're doing is a good thing, then continue doing it. But I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going to work for pennies. So someone can be can become or can I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that. So thank you, and I will continue with my next part of this conversation. I will touch owner operators. The next video I will touch owner operators. What I think about owner operators. So I hope you guys like the content. Even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I will love to hear your thoughts. If you can if you can write a comment, that would be appreciated. Thank you so much. If you are new, please subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. It will help my channel. I really want to grow my channel. So um, this is not easy to do it, especially a person like me who didn't play games or didn't play with computers when I was young. So it's a lot of work for me to edit and all this crap that I have to do. Anyways, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video, the next part. Thank you.